uses AI. DeepSeek is integrated into the car. You can't get that on like 90% of the cars that you can buy brand new for 10 times the price of this thing. It's honestly shockingly good for $4,600.
China has unveiled the cheapest EV for $4,700, shocking the entire industry. This fully featured mini EV costs less than what many high-end electric bicycles do. Yet this tiny three-door car offers an impressive 222 kilometers range, dual airbags, AI-powered smart features via DeepSeek integration, and modern conveniences typically reserved for vehicles several times its price. By combining affordability, safety, and advanced tech in one package, this compact powerhouse is challenging long-held assumptions about what an entry-level EV can deliver. Let's unpack the whole thing today. The 2026 Bestune Pony Mini EV. Introduced by FAW's Bestune brand in July 2025 as a refreshed mini EV aimed squarely at urban commuters and first-time car buyers, the 2026 Bestune Pony is the perfect compact city electric vehicle. The refreshed Pony carries an 18.11 kilowatt-hours lithium iron phosphate battery and a CLTC-rated driving range of 222 kilometers, powered by a rear-mounted permanent magnet synchronous motor rated at about 30 kilowatts, or around 42 horsepower, with 90 newton-meters of torque, dimensions of roughly 3,000 millimeters long by 1,510 millimeters wide, and a quoted curb weight between 680 and 720 kilograms. Bestune launched the updated Pony at a startlingly low entry price, and independent reporting placed the base price at roughly 34,900 yuan, around $4,700, and a top trim in the mid-30s of thousands of yuan, or about $6,400, making it one of the lowest-priced new four-seat battery electric vehicles available in 2025. These numbers reflect FAW's positioning of the Pony as a mass-market urban EV alternative. This makes it cheaper than many imported mini cars. For context, a mainstream new electric mountain bike in Australia or Western Europe commonly retails between $1,500 and $7,000, depending on motor, battery, and component quality, while high-end EMTBs frequently exceed $10,000. This means that the Pony's starting price sits in the same order of magnitude as many consumer e-bikes, but offers enclosed seating for 4 crash protection structures and a certified electric drivetrain built to automotive standards rather than bicycle specifications. This is not merely rhetorical. Buyers trading up from two-wheelers in congested Asian cities are literally choosing between an expensive e-bike or an ultra-affordable micro-EV that provides weather protection, basic passive safety features, and range sufficient for daily commuting. The unusual combination of very low price and a relatively modern equipment list for the Pony reflects China's EV ecosystem. The market is governed by large domestic manufacturers, vertically integrated supply chains for LFP cells and electric motors, intense price competition among dozens of local marques, and persistent local government incentives, or municipal subsidy programs and trade-in schemes that reduce the effective purchase price for consumers in certain cities and provinces. Since 2022, China's central direct purchase subsidies for EVs have been wound down, but local incentives, trade-in programs, and targeted rebates have persisted. Some municipal programs and manufacturer promotions can trim several hundred to several thousand yuan from the sticker price, which helps explain headline prices that translate to roughly $3,000 to $4,000 for some buyers after local support. Beyond subsidies, economies of scale and component sourcing also drive the Pony's affordability. China's battery manufacturers scaled LFP cell production rapidly between 2020 and 2024, driving down the per kilowatt-hour cost of LFP packs used by entry and mid-level EVs. Coupling a relatively small battery capacity with a lightweight platform and a modest 30 kilowatt motor produces a cost-efficient system that still meets the energy needs of short urban trips. The Pony's CLTC 222 kilometers figure is optimistic under that specific Chinese testing cycle. Independent real-world estimates commonly place such a pack and motor combo between 100 and 160 kilometers, depending on speed, climate, and payload. But even the conservative real-world range is sufficient for intra-city mobility, short commutes, and first or second car use. The market logic behind micro-EVs like the Pony is visible in neighboring markets where small cars dominate. Japan's mini vehicle, or K-car, segment remains a substantial share of the passenger market. Over 1.5 million mini vehicles were registered in 2024, with models such as the Honda N-Box selling in the hundreds of thousands annually. Those vehicles are culturally and practically normalized in dense Japanese cities because they maximize taxed engine displacement, fit narrow parking, and deliver low running costs. What distinguishes the Pony is the price delta. Functionally similar microcars in Japan are often several times more expensive when sold there, due to different safety, homologation, and market structures, which helps explain why Chinese micro-EVs are widely seen as disruptive on price when compared to equivalent K-style offerings overseas. The International Energy Agency's Global EV Outlook has repeatedly highlighted that most of the incremental EV demand in the early 2020s comes from China and that cost declines, and local policies are critical to converting internal combustion engine and two-wheeler users to battery electric mobility. In dense cities across South and Southeast Asia, affordable micro-EVs paired with expanding rooftop and distributed solar could substitute for unsafe, high-pollution two-wheeler travel for many families, reducing road injury exposure and local air pollution if deployed at scale and supported by charging infrastructure. That potential hinges on supply chains, safety regulations, and the durability of local support programs rather than on a single model. Yet vehicles like the Best Uni Pony provide a tangible, immediately available example of what very low-cost electrified urban transport looks like in 2025. FAW's Bestune brand has positioned the Pony as a mainstream, mass-market city EV. Whether the Pony itself becomes a global commercial success will depend on regulatory approvals, trade barriers, and evolving consumer expectations. But it is a perfect example of how low the entry price for a modern, street-legal, four-seat electric car can be, when the industrial and policy conditions align. And what does this affordable price tag afford us? Vehicle type, market fit, and trim levels. The Bestune Pony, also recognized domestically as Bestune Xiaoma, is a three-door, four-seat micro-electric city car in production at FAW's assembly lines in Changchun, northeast China. Stretching approximately 3,000 millimeters in length, 1,110 millimeters in width, and 1,630 millimeters in height, with a wheelbase of 1,953 millimeters, the Pony strikes a compact yet practical stance for urban mobility. Its curb weight falls between 685 and 715 kilograms, offering a lightweight profile that aids efficiency and range. As noted earlier, the Pony is equipped with a 30 kilowatts electric motor that delivers 90 Newton-meters of torque, enabling a modest top speed of around 100 kilometers per hour, befitting its short-trip design philosophy. It pairs that motor with an 18.11 kilowatt-hours lithium iron phosphate, or LFP, battery, which under the China Light Duty Vehicle Test Cycle, or CLTC, yields an identical 222 kilometers, or around 138 miles, range across all trim levels. FAW has rolled out 5 distinct versions of the Pony, aptly named Agile, Lightning, Smart, Delicate, Graceful, and Empathic. Each variant shares the same powertrain and official CLTC 222 kilometers range, but diverges in appointments. Differences lie in aesthetic elements, 1-hour fast charge time, and added comfort or safety features. One of the key strengths is that even the base Agile version offers the full 222 kilometers range and identical motor output. Positioning the best-tuned pony in a global context highlights the broader wave of microelectric vehicles sweeping through Asia and Europe. In Japan, compact K cars are a dominant category. Government regulations limit their dimensions, engine displacement, and power output, thereby granting them tax and insurance advantages. Until recently, they accounted for roughly 33% of new car sales in 2023. Electric variants like Nissan's Sakura and its Mitsubishi-badged twin, the EKX EV, introduced in 2022, typify this trend. The Sakura, equipped with around a 20 kilowatt-hour battery and a 180 kilometers real-world range, sold around 20,900 units in 2023 and quickly became Japan's best-selling EV. However, despite sharing similar body styles and urban functions, a stark cost divide persists. While the Pony starts at around $4,700 to $5,000, a Nissan Sakura, after subsidies, retails for roughly $13,300. That places Cherry Pony class micro EVs in China at a fraction of Japanese prices, even for vehicles with comparable range and seating capacity. This price disparity arises from multiple systemic factors. China's domestic EV ecosystem is bolstered by economies of scale, robust LFP battery production, aggressive component cost management, and initial government incentives. In contrast, Japanese manufacturing and homologation costs remain high, and regulatory overhead for domestic consumption is steeper. Japanese K EVs benefit from tax advantages, but still face overhead challenges that render even modestly priced cars like the Sakura more expensive than their Chinese counterparts. Design, technology, and features. Produced under the Bestune sub-brand in Changchun, Jilin Province, China, the updated Pony comes with design refinements, more powerful hardware, and a significant boost in range over its predecessor. The vehicle is positioned to compete in China's hotly contested Mini EV class, alongside models such as the Wuling Hongguang Mini EV and Cherry QQ Ice Cream, but differentiates itself with a richer feature set. One of the Pony's most visible differentiators is its color palette, which includes vibrant shades such as cherry pink, a marketing choice the manufacturer has acknowledged is aimed in part at younger and female demographics, and an optional cocoa brown interior trim that provides a warmer, more upscale feel than the hard grey plastics typical of the segment. While these trims may be subjective in appeal, they reflect a broader trend in Chinese EV marketing, where personalization and fashion-forward palettes are used to attract urban buyers in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities. The Pony rides on 12-inch wheels, which reduce rolling resistance at urban speeds and help keep replacement tyre costs low, but they also contribute to the vehicle's tight turning radius. This is an advantage when navigating narrow lanes or fitting into undersized parking spots. The wheels are set at the far corners of the chassis, maximizing cabin length within the strict constraints of the car's footprint. Standing approximately 1.63 meters tall, the Pony is slightly boxier than some rivals. That compact size is paired with a short bonnet, a hallmark of electric-only vehicle packaging. Without the need for a large front-mounted combustion engine, FAW's designers have pushed the dashboard and front axle forward, reclaiming space for passengers. The cabin can seat 4 adults in tight but usable comfort. This is also true for the rival Wuling Mini EV, which has sold over 1 million units since 2020 by leveraging the same space efficiency logic. Inside, the cabin features a 10.1-inch central control screen. Many Japanese K EVs and European microcars at similar or higher price levels offer smaller or non-touch infotainment displays. The Pony's system supports navigation, media playback, and vehicle settings, and its hardware is capable of receiving over-the-air or OTA updates. This is not just a marketing point. OTA capability allows FAW to deliver bug fixes, interface refinements, and new features without requiring a dealer visit. Among those software features is DeepSeek AI integration, a China-developed intelligent voice assistant. While Western EV buyers might compare it conceptually to ChatGPT-based assistants or Tesla's voice controls, DeepSeek is optimized for Mandarin voice commands, local apps, and China-specific navigation data. In the Pony, it can perform tasks ranging from climate control adjustments to route planning and media searches, and it benefits from the OTA pipeline for ongoing updates. Security and driver awareness are addressed via a driving recorder function, much like Tesla's Sentry mode. Using the vehicle's external cameras, the system can record video while parked or driving, storing footage locally in case of incidents. This feature has proven popular in Chinese cities where minor traffic disputes are common, and dashcam adoption is already high. The Pony also supports a smartphone Bluetooth key system, allowing owners to lock, unlock, and start the vehicle via a paired mobile device. This is complemented by passive entry, meaning the car can detect the key fob or smartphone in proximity and unlock automatically. While acceleration is leisurely compared to larger EVs, the torque output is more than sufficient for city driving and suburban commutes. It is an ideal second car for households, or a primary vehicle for users with predictable short commutes and access to regular charging. The onboard AC charger supports modest charging speeds suitable for overnight home charging, while a fast charging option can top up the pack from 30 to 80% in just over an hour. FAW's 2026 redesign is a marked step forward from the previous Pony model, launched in 2024. The earlier version featured a 20-kilowatt motor, 122 kilometers CLTC range, and a starting price of around $4,000. By increasing motor output by 50% to 30 kilowatts and boosting range by over 80% to 222 kilometers, FAW has closed the performance gap with rivals like the Cherry QQ ice cream and Leapmotor T03. The 2026 Pony offers nearly double the usable driving distance and much improved drivability for a marginal cost increase. The decision to maintain the same range and drivetrain specification across all trims is unusual in the auto industry, where base models are often detuned or range limited. FAW's approach simplifies the sales pitch. Buyers choose primarily on style and comfort features rather than core capability. This uniformity also streamlines production and reduces parts complexity, helping to keep costs low. The Pony's blend of compact packaging, unexpectedly rich tech features, and mechanical upgrades over the previous generation illustrates how quickly China's mini EV segment is evolving. Between 2020 and 2024, micro EVs grew from a niche novelty to a major sales pillar, particularly in interior provinces and smaller cities where two-wheeler replacement and first-time car ownership are driving demand. By adding AI integration, connected services, and safety tech once reserved for premium vehicles, FAW is betting that even entry-level urban cars must now deliver a smart device on wheels experience. While regulatory hurdles, homologation costs, and brand recognition may limit FAW's export ambitions in the short term, the Pony is a tangible example of how domestic Chinese EVs are compressing the gap between affordable personal mobility and the connected tech expectations of modern drivers. But wait, there's more. Integration with renewable energy. The idea of pairing ultra-affordable micro-electric vehicles with household solar power is gaining traction, particularly in low- and middle-income countries where two persistent challenges intersect: high rates of road injuries and fatalities, and the growing availability of decentralized solar generation. According to the World Health Organization, road traffic crashes claim over 1 million lives annually, making them the leading cause of death for people aged 5 to 29. In such settings, shifting a portion of short urban trips from unprotected two-wheelers to small, enclosed four-seat EVs could meaningfully reduce exposure to the high-risk crash situations that disproportionately impact motorcycle and scooter riders. This is especially critical for vulnerable groups, children and older adults, who often travel on overloaded two-wheel vehicles. In South Asian countries, such as India and Pakistan, the safety case for micro-EV adoption is especially compelling. India's Ministry of Road Transport and Highways reports hundreds of thousands of road fatalities annually, with two-wheelers accounting for a significant share of these deaths. In Pakistan, national crash data and studies from transport safety agencies reveal chronic issues such as low helmet use, weak enforcement, and the hazardous mix of vehicles on roads. Affordable four-wheel EVs, if priced close to a family's current two-wheeler costs, could replace many risky multi-passenger scooter trips with vehicles offering better protection. The technological and economic conditions to enable such a transition have improved rapidly in the 2020s. In Pakistan, surging adoption of residential and small commercial solar since 2020 has been fueled by a combination of high retail electricity tariffs, frequent grid outages, and a flood of inexpensive Chinese photovoltaic modules. Solar's share of the national electricity supply grew from roughly 4% in 2021 to the low teens by 2024. India has also expanded rooftop solar capacity through central and state-level programs, pushing national residential and commercial rooftop capacity into the multi-gigawatt range. These developments mean that in many urban and peri-urban neighborhoods, families already have, or could easily obtain, the infrastructure needed to charge a small EV using their own rooftop systems, eliminating most fuel costs. From an energy use standpoint, the fit is clear. A typical micro-EV, such as those with an 18 to 20 kilowatt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery, consumes only 3 to 6 kilowatt-hours per day for short urban commutes. A rooftop PV system of 1.5 to 3 kilowatts can generate this amount daily under good sunlight. Several cities are already demonstrating the feasibility of this approach. Chandigarh, India, has invested heavily in rooftop solar deployment alongside EV charging infrastructure and incentives, reporting measurable reductions in both emissions and fuel costs. In Pakistan, the rapid solar boom since 2020 has led to neighborhoods where homes and small businesses run almost entirely on PV and battery backup systems. Extending these setups to support micro-EV charging requires only modest upgrades, making adoption a practical step for many families. Analysts and advocates suggest a realistic 10 to 20-year window for widespread adoption of micro-EVs in developing nations, driven by continuing declines in battery and PV prices, urban growth, and targeted policy support. The International Energy Agency's Global EV Outlook points to the increasing affordability of electric cars using LFP batteries, predicting broader accessibility outside China. By the mid-2030s to 40s, micro-EVs could replace a substantial share of two-wheelers in many Asian and African cities. However, many low-income households cannot afford the initial purchase of either a PV system or an EV without financing support. Limited rooftop space in dense urban areas, the absence of widespread EV maintenance services, and the need for safety standard harmonization all pose hurdles. There is also an equity dimension. In Pakistan, for example, wealthier homeowners have benefited most from rooftop solar incentives, leaving poorer renters behind. Overcoming these issues will require targeted subsidies, microloans, community solar models for non-owners, and careful policy design to ensure benefits reach those most at risk. Despite these barriers, the combined Solar Plus Micro EV model offers a concrete pathway to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, cut household transportation costs, and, most urgently, improve road safety. By replacing unsafe two-wheeler trips with affordable, efficient four-wheelers powered by the sun, cities can protect lives while advancing toward cleaner energy goals. With coordinated action, the next 2 decades could see millions of families in developing countries moving towards safer, cleaner, and more affordable mobility. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Did you like this video? If you did, please consider liking, dropping a comment, and hitting the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on our new uploads. Also, don't miss this video you see on your screen right now. It's truly unbelievable.